2024 was the comeback year for Motorola, and the phone that changed it everything for them was the Moto H50 Pro. This is a long-term review of the device, and I tried to cover every important aspect that you need to know. The phone stood out in the under 30K segment by getting us features straight from the flagship grade. The phone hit a home run with not just its USB 3.1 or its IP68 rating and wireless charging, but also with its 3x telephoto camera that is rarely seen in this segment. Now, I have had my SIM card left in this device for a better part of 6 months, and here are my thoughts on it. Now, this is not your typical 6.7-inch smartphone. Motorola's curvy design is light and complemented by those thin bezels make the phone feel compact in your hand. The aluminum frame is another feature that is borrowed from the flagships. The phone held up really well in the last few months, apart from some minor scuffs here and there. I dropped the phone maybe a few times and there's only a few scratches that got on the back. The aluminum frame did a good job protecting the curved display. The vegan leather bag does not get scratched like plastic bags after a long time, neither does it crack like glass bags. The rubbery bag makes for a fantastic grip. With that and subtle curved edges, the hand feel is top notch. One drawback I found is that the portion of the back is easily damaged by buttons of my jeans or anything metal. It is also rare that a phone in this price range gets the IP68 rating. Coming to the display, it has got one of the best displays in this segment. Color reproduction is good and the display gets sufficiently bright, all thanks to it being Pantone certified. It is a 6.7-inch unit with 144 Hz of max refresh rate. The P OLED panel is HDR10 Plus rated and supports 1 billion colors. The display gets bright with outdoors reaching 1300 nits and a peak of 2000 nits in certain HDR situations. The resolution is also higher than regular at 1220 into 2712 px, making for a nicely crisp 446 ppi pixel density. It is not LTPO though, so refresh rate switching won't be as adaptive. The display in auto mode defaults to 120 Hz and switching back to 60. For the full 144 Hz feel, you need to set it in settings. Video playing experience in YouTube is really good with bright shadows and highlights are controlled nicely. Motorola's take on always on display is kinda like Apple where the screen does not go pitch black and the part of wallpaper is still visible. It doesn't stay always on though. The curved panel feels fantastic to watch content on, be it even Instagram Reels. I love how it flows over the edge to give you that floating screen effect. Although finding tempered glass for this screen may be tough, I say tough, not costly, because I got mine from the local market for rupees 200 only. The fingerprint sensor is of optical type and is decently fast. The position may be a little uncomfortable for some as it requires you to adjust your hand to reach the fingerprint sensor. This again is nitpicking as you don't really need the fingerprint sensor while using the phone. 4K HDR playback is jittery as well as it was with my previous Nord CE4. I don't know what brands are doing with 4K playback in this segment. The haptic experience is really mediocre with that buzz feeling while typing. The speakers are great, accompanied by Dolby Atmos and sound loud and crisp. I don't attach sound samples in my videos because how are you gonna judge a good speaker from the device you are watching? The phone uses a powerful Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 and it's backed by 8 GB of LPDDR4X RAM. It is bottlenecked by UFS 2.2 storage though. The UI is smooth and Motorola's tuning is generally pretty good. Antutu score is around 8 to 9 lux and here are the benchmark results from other apps. Ran the CPU throttling app and it performed really well. For the love of God, I cannot stop complaining about how horrible the camera app is. It is so laggy that even a 2015 Android got smoother camera experience. The app is so laggy and I don't know if it's because of the UFS 2.2 storage or because of Motorola's poor app. If you are into 4K recording, may the Almighty be with you. The phone throttles easily and if you shoot outside, the phone will lag and sometimes not record as well. BGMI runs pretty smooth at 60 FPS and it stays stable for most part. I don't know why Motorola did not give us 90 or 120 FPS as the processor is capable as we know. The phone gets a little warm but it's nothing to worry about. I have used phones which got even uncomfortable to hold after a gaming session. There's no heating issue whatsoever. I use this phone extensively outdoors and in places without ACs and the temperature stayed normal. Do note that this is in no way a gaming phone. If you are into gaming, the Pocos and the IQs are your option. UFS 3rd Gen would always have been better as my Nord CE4 has that and that was cheaper as well. Now with all that decent performance, Motorola gave us a 4500 mAh battery to back it up. The battery life was pretty decent in my usage. The tuning is done flawlessly as it regularly churns out better battery backup than my S21 FE, which has got the same battery mAh. I get 5 to 7 hours of screen on time in my typical usage scenario, which includes reading college stuff, scrolling a few reels, sending a few emails, and so on. If you regularly game on your phone, battery life is gonna vary for you. Mine was the 8 to 56 GB variant, so the charger provided in box was only of 68 watts. Higher variants get a 125-watt charger in the box. My variant charges from 0 to 100 in 30 minutes only. Although during this short time the battery heats up tremendously. This may result in faster degradation of the battery health. Oh, and there's support for 50-watt fast wireless charging as well, but Motorola would not sell us the fast wireless charger, so count that feature pretty useless. Reverse wireless charging is kept at 10 watts only, and the overnight drain was pretty low thanks to the good software tuning. We got all the necessary 5G bands here. I tested only on Geo 5G network and faced no issues whatsoever. Calling was good and speed test showed excellent results. The phone supports Bluetooth 5.4, so you won't have any issues connecting to your favorite pair of TWS. It also has support for Wi-Fi 6E and NFC, so you can make contactless payments with your phone. The phone has three microphones in it, so recorded voice sounds crisp and clear. The phone came with Android 14 out of the box with a promise of 3 plus 4 years of Android updates. Hello UI is pretty lightweight and got some nifty features like Smart Connect, which rivals Samsung DeX. Hello UI was pretty close to stock Android until recently. Now you get MIUI like control center which hasn't been tuned properly. It looks very unpolished and animations are not on par with competitors. The phone was fast in the beginning but got slow and choppy over time. There are some neat features though like chop chop to turn on the flashlight and twist to open camera. These are signature to Motorola. The software is good but not the best in its price range. Timely updates are something that Motorola needs to work on. Now this is the part that most of you have been waiting for. The cameras provided in this phone are one of the best in its price range. The back got a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 13 megapixel ultra wide and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens. The front camera also got a whopping 50 megapixel sensor. The camera output is quite nice, natural looking images with good details. Dynamic range is also managed quite well in all three sensors. This phone manages this in the wide, ultra wide and even telephoto lens. Low light performance is good, provided you give the camera enough time to capture an image. Remember the camera app is buggy and sometimes your photo may not even get clicked. Thanks to the 3x telephoto, shooting people is a delight. Skin tones are natural looking for the most part with some images getting a yellow skin tone. The results won't disappoint you but the camera app surely will. It is so laggy and even after a year Motorola were still not able to fix it. It takes ages to respond and sometimes your photos won't even get clicked. The photo quality however is a different story. Even the ultra wide captures great details. Highlights and shadows are managed well. It's better than those 8 megapixel cameras competitors provide. The lag is not just with photos. 4K videos recorded with this phone are really choppy as well. All three cameras support 4K recording, but I would advise you to stick to 1080p videos so if you want to get usable videos for your social media. Low light photos and videos are also good, but here also you need to stick to 1080p as 4K videos will turn out to be choppy. Oh, another thing I forgot to add, the ultra wide main and the 3x telephoto lens are all usable in your social media apps. The Motorola H50 Pro is still a great device in mid 2025. If you are using the Moto H50 Pro and I missed something, do let me know in the comments and do let me know your thoughts about this device as well. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. With that being said, this is Orko. You are watching Eraser Ninja, and I'll catch you in the next one.